Who's likely to fight Shiryu? You don't seem afraid. Because an invisible swordsman is no match for me. Swordsman? Invisible? Ever since Shiryu got the Clear fruit, I thought it would make more sense for Sanji to be his opponent, just because Zoro's been interested in the champion since Jaya. Consider that Zoro's entertainingly high difficulty level with Kaido and King weren't due to their weapons, but their absurd strength and durability, a byproduct of their powers and lineages. Answer me this: who else in the Straw Hats should fight the guy with the strong fruit? It's gotta be Zoro versus Burgess. If you think Sanji versus a Clear fruit user again is a bit narratively uninteresting, I ask why you don't apply this same standard to Zoro fighting a sword user. Shiryu, whose only real character trait is cruelty, serves as a way better foil to Sanji, whose main trait is love. Shiryu's been noted to be disloyal and dishonorable, yes, but would you even be entertained for Zoro to wipe someone like him so cleanly? Zoro's last 1v1 against King was the peak of dedicated vice captain, peak of human ambition, versus dedicated vice captain, peak of Lunarian vengefulness. Why would we downgrade Zoro's foil to just some scummy hater? No way can Shiryu push Zoro harder than King did. Zoro beating Burgess, though, a guy whose literal power is being strong? That's just so teed up for this guy. Winema. I miss the pre-time skip dynamic. That was peak. No update about this since Dressrosa arc. I think I forgot something. If you forgot, then it wasn't important. Yeah, you're right. In One Piece Heart of Gold, he is shown to have Haki. I need the source to this picture. The sauce is... True or no? Hate to admit it, but yeah, men are stupid. One Piece fangirls on my timeline always go, "I love Luffy, he's so emotionally intelligent." Guys go, "Huh? How do you know Sanji is lying? Why did Netflix make him smarter?" Most men don't know he is emotionally intelligent because they aren't. Just saying. I think Luffy is not emotionally intelligent, but is empathetic. So I am clinically autistic. That means I have low emotional intelligence and struggle to know, for example, what to say or the appropriate time to respond to emotional stimuli. On the other hand, I consider myself an empathetic person, after years of trying, and am able, for the most part, to at least try to understand the person in front of me and their emotions, acting accordingly. I think Luffy has a similar issue. He is trusting as a brick, and says the first thing crossing his mind, but is empathetic and is able to detect people's feelings. I don't know if I'm able to explain myself well or not, difficult stuff to talk about. What is the best way to travel in One Piece? Dofi flying island to island was dope. How the tables have turned. Guys, I just found Sanji on another anime. Look who's lost now. Meanwhile, boy, Luffy. If Emu showed her face, they will go for the real hunt. I'm just saying I would have done the same thing. What are your thoughts on this? I broke into Impel Down, fought my way through all levels, faced powerful enemies, was poisoned by Magellan, and was on the brink of death. Endured agonizing pain and nearly died. My friends sacrificed themselves to help me advance, fought admirals, warlords, and marines stronger than me. I suffered extreme injuries and used Gear Second repeatedly, which shortened my lifespan. After I collapsed from exhaustion, Ivankov injected me with adrenaline to continue fighting, shortening my lifespan once again. I fought impossible odds to get to you. Now, let's escape while we still can. But he's talking crap about my father. Makes you wonder, actually, how long Luffy's gonna live. Will he die at a similar age like Roger? I started One Piece last year, so whenever they mention he shortens his lifespan by doing this or doing that, it really makes me think. Beat criminals for justice? Get labeled a criminal. Thanks, Marines. These are their bounties. Yes. And I defeated them. Uh-huh. So I should be getting paid. Makes sense to me. So give me my paycheck. You're a criminal now. To be fair, he labeled himself a pirate before the Marines did. I still believe Sabo will awaken the flame fruit and burn that magma dude. In One Piece world? In real life. And he's gonna say something like, Ace is illiterate. He didn't know fire is hotter. Robinson is mean. Naruto, what has you so down? Everyone hates Boruto. I failed to launch my son as a successful main character. Don't be so hard on yourself. Want my advice? What is it? Delete yourself. Every successful main character should have at least one dead parent. Robinson, you're so mean. Goku, what has you so down? People always say I'm a bad father, even though I try my best. Don't be so hard on yourself. Want my advice? What is it? Maybe there's a reason Gohan looks more like Yamcha. You can't be a bad father if you were never a father to begin with. Robinson, you're mean. Sasuke, what has you so down? I betrayed everyone who ever cared for me. How will I ever forgive myself? I was just like you once. Do you want to know my secret to self-forgiveness? What is it? Accept your past with both arms wide open. Robinson, you're mean. Tanjiro, what has you so down? My entire family except Nezuko was killed by a vampire. Don't be so hard on yourself. Want my advice? What is it? You were killing yourself working day and night to feed 5 siblings and 1 old mother. Maybe Muzan did you a favor. Robinson, you're mean. Deku, what has you so down? I was sure I was the main character, but it turns out my destiny was to work at McDonald's while Bakugo clapped Uraraka's cake. I was just like you once. Do you want to know my secret to feeling better? Sure, what is it? I'll tell you, but first, can you get me another drink, seeing as how that's all you're good for now? Robinson, you're mean. It all makes sense. Gohan got his tail, Super Saiyan forms, and potential from Yamcha of all people. It's really true what they say about Dragon Ball fans. Don't flap with Dragon Ball fans. We can't read. Credit for image, I am Insino. Garp? My son and all my grandsons will join the Marines. Nefertiti Cobra? What is the D? Would you rather practice baseball with Yamato or go to lunch with Luffy? What the actual flap did they do to her design, man? Wait till you hear about part of Wano in a nutshell. Today, I'm going to almost kill the 9 warriors. Oda, this is the 7th time in a row you've fake killed the 9 warriors. Seeing 9 warriors instead of Akazaya 9 feels so wrong. Same energy. Considering they're the source, yeah. I don't know how Big Mom's face anatomy works, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. Puberty was nice to Big Mom, and she became really hot, but giving birth to 85 children will do things to your body. Wife? Low budget cosplay. Admiral Ecosystem. This pick killed me for some reason. All I can think about is walking through a forest, and some tree looks at you and says, "Hey, you! Bow to the celestial dragons. They are the gods of this world." Then you just stare at it and walk away. Another meme, kinda dark. Luffy being his careless self. What the flap does Kobe gotta do with this? One Piece animator has called for the latest series' entire sound team to be fired over unprofessional work. Dog, I hope so, cause I can only take so many of the exact same sword clash sound effects when Zoro fights. True man of culture. One Piece fans enjoying the story? Oda. Oda writing a 1,000-chapter doujin as an excuse to draw bazongas and accidentally making a masterpiece. Goda. Then, now. Shinjan's principal looks literally the same with less details and a different art style. What the flap? Mami Nami. That's a different take on Mami Nami than what I was expecting. Saturn really hitting that pose. Since the shoe fits. Who invited Oolong? Choose one. Observation Haki. It's very useful in real life, if I can react confidently, which I can't, but it could help me learn to react better. Armament Haki, I'm not trying to kill anyone with my bare hands. Conqueror's Haki, not trying to make people scared of me. Observation Haki would be very useful. Homie is proof. When I see people insist that Big Mom and Kaido are dead. Boa tells Blackbeard that if he kills her, even the next user won't be able to undo her power. If her power can persist after death, it's possible the homies can too. I'm 29. I've aged past half the crew, and I was younger than them all when I started. No, not the purple one. Kid, I have to dress up as a god for school. Dad, say no more. That's Sogeking, not God Usopp. Nami saw your last saved image and decided there was no point in even discussing it. What was it? A man's gambling addiction will never die! The power of the time skip glow-ups and groove-ups. What time skip did to Nami? What time skip did to Brook? Now that's one funky skeleton. This was peak from Luffy. Show me the greatest traitor. I said the greatest. Perfection. You would think that Luffy would have made a massive deal out of Ace being the goddamn Pirate King's son. What with that being his lifelong goal and whatnot, even at that age. But maybe the way he reacts to that is exactly what makes him Luffy, so... Zoro killed it. I pray y'all understand this. Other Devil Fruit Awakenings? Chopper's Devil Fruit Awakening. So the base model Hito Hito no Mi took a literal deer and made it to where he could become one of the best doctors in the world. His awakening might just be dude mode, but dude will be very smart. Either that, or his awakening will give him the power to put Luffy and Zoro to the middle of the IQ bell curve. That would cause problems. Keep it super! By Hu Yondere on Tumblr. Can't lie, but I've been snacking on cookies all day. This is why I flap with you. You always keep it super! Whoa! How many of you got into One Piece after it reached 1,000 episodes in anime? I heard good things about One Piece. Let's check it out. 1,000 plus episodes? Was it recommended to you, or purely curiosity? No, not episodes, but after there were a little more than 1,000 chapters. And I was excited because my friends loved it, and it just meant that there was more to enjoy. I'm just gonna leave this here. Before watching One Piece? After watching One Piece? What's that word for you that you don't hear/say it the same after watching One Piece? Shambles. Buggy over Admirals. Even the Admirals weren't able to defeat Captain Buggy. I like Buggy. Same. Would you rather wake up in Robin's body or Sanji's? Define in body. Is it waking up as Robin or Sanji, or still being you but with a limb in it? How other characters see Luffy? Garp? Nami? Bartolomeo? Sabo? Hancock? Fujitora. Actually, Fujitora imagines/sees Luffy like this. It's drawn by Oda in an SBS. Would you rather get lost in the desert with Luffy, stranded in space with Nami, or trapped in a zombie city with Usopp? Space with Nami. She is good enough at navigation, she'll probably get us home safely. Oi, oi, oi! How I be looking at my mom after she said, "Boy, look at your room. It's in shambles. This should be against the law." It's funny, Mom, because that reminds me of one of my favorite characters in One Piece. You act like a kid. Okay, I'll tidy up my room, but please never say that again.